This is the Brownstone Center News Update for Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. Let's go ahead and get started with the news, shall we? At least one person has died in the extreme heat wave roasting much of the country. This 55-year-old Missouri woman had gone days without water or air conditioning, according to police reports. Meanwhile, in the southeast, the U.S. Department of Energy has declared a power emergency as increased usage stressed power grids. New York's Central Park reached 99 degrees yesterday for the first time since 2012, the hottest June 24th there since 1888. And Philadelphia hit 100 degrees for the first time in over a decade. The next 2 weeks will be crucial for the Trump administration, according to Bloomberg reports, as it tries to pass a major tax and spending bill, manage a tenuous Iran-Israel truce, and sort out a slew of trade deals before the tariff pause ends July 9th. It's a high-stakes to-do list, according to Bloomberg, one that seriously complicates matters for many American businesses and trading partners who are proceeding carefully with spending and investments until the tariffs shake out. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman dismissed a lawsuit brought by hardware startup IO over trademark infringement as silly, disappointing, and wrong. In a post on X, Altman is being sued over his $6.4 billion acquisition of IO, an artificial intelligence startup led by Apple designer Jony Ive. That's a smartphone or a homophone for IO. Altman accused IO CEO Jason Rugolo of previously pursuing an OpenAI investment in his company. A judge last week granted a temporary restraining order, leading OpenAI to remove a blog post about the IO deal. Starbucks will now charge an extra 80-cent flat fee for any syrup added to a drink, no matter how many pumps a customer gets. It's a major shift from the chain's old system in which different flavors were different prices and varied further depending on the drink that they were added to. Starbucks says the flat fee will simplify ordering and give customers better value. Confusing pricing is one of the areas CEO Brian Nicole has targeted in his attempt to revive the struggling coffee giant. Spirit Airlines is asking the Department of Transportation to pause a planned partnership between JetBlue and United. The airline, which saw its own attempted merger with JetBlue blocked by a federal judge last year, says the two carriers' plans to form a blue sky alliance, which will hinder competition and raise prices. Spirit is petitioning the Department of Transportation to extend the public comment period on the proposal by 60 days. JetBlue and United say the Blue Sky Alliance was carefully designed to avoid antitrust concerns. The federal government is stepping up efforts to collect on student loans, and as many as 2 million borrowers could have their wages garnished next month if they move into default, according to the Wall Street Journal. Another 3 million could default by September. The Education Department has already threatened to withhold tax refunds from delinquent borrowers, and this summer it will begin deducting as much as 15% from paychecks. There remains roughly $1.6 trillion in outstanding student debt, and defaults are already affecting credit scores. Grocery giant Kroger is planning to close about 5% of its stores over the next 18 months. Employees at the 60 or so affected locations will be offered roles at nearby stores. Kroger has seen a boost in recent months as more Americans eat meals at home, but some stores are still not, quote, delivering the sustainable results we need, said interim CEO Ron Sargent. The chain is also embroiled in a messy legal fight over its failed merger with rival Albertsons. If you're hankering for a Big Mac and a glazed donut, they'll soon require separate stops because Krispy Kreme and McDonald's have agreed to end their partnership. The fast food giants joined forces last year to sell donuts at roughly 2,400 U.S. McDonald's locations. Krispy Kreme aimed to grow its brand nationally, while McDonald's sought new breakfast offerings and even found the venture fruitful. But Krispy Kreme CEO Josh Charlesworth told the Journal it wasn't profitable for the chain, which will focus instead on high-volume retail locations. Anthropic has notched a key legal victory in how it trains its Claude family of AI models, and 404 Media notes it's largely a very bad decision for authors, artists, writers, and web developers. A California federal judge ruled the artificial intelligence startup can use copyrighted content, including published books, to train its language models, saying it falls under fair use. But the decision noted that Anthropic's efforts to keep millions of titles in a forever library violated authors' copyrights. The cost of toys and games is rising at a record rate as the industry begins to feel the impact of Donald Trump's tariffs on China. While inflation held steady last month at 0.1%, the price of toys, games, and playground equipment saw a rise of 2.2% between April and May, according to figures from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Senate Majority Leader John Thune was unable to confirm President Donald Trump's claims that Iran's nuclear facilities had been completely and totally obliterated by U.S. strikes when pressed by CNN on Tuesday. As a member of the Gang of Eight, do you agree with the assessment from President Trump that the key nuclear enrichment facilities in Iran have been completely and totally obliterated? Asked CNN chief congressional correspondent Manu Raju. He replied, "Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I have, U.S. Representative LaMonica McIver is set to be arraigned on federal charges today, accused of assaulting and interfering with immigration officers outside a New Jersey detention center during a congressional oversight visit at the facility. She has said she plans to fight the charges. The Trump White House has decided that 9 former senior Biden aides won't be protected by executive privilege during their interviews for a congressional probe into Joe Biden's mental fitness for office. The White House move means the former Biden aides will have to answer questions about their private conversations with Biden unless they or Biden try to challenge the decision in court. For more news and information that you can use, head over to brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio for sounds you'll remember as well as podcast shows you'll enjoy. Check us out on YouTube at Brownstone Worldwide, also on Meta of the same name, Brownstone Worldwide. Check us out also at the Brownstone Brief on Substack and on TikTok with Vernell Washington providing you with breaking news and updates throughout your day. And follow me right here, Paulette on the Mic, on TikTok and other platforms. We'll see you around.